We've come a long way so far, and you should be able to build quite advanced Vue applications by now. But as applications grow, you're likely to face some common problems, one of which is state management. By state management, I'm referring to how an application changes and accesses data between components. We've done this by using props, events, and an event bus so far, but those approaches don't scale so well, which I'll get back to soon. The purpose of this section of the course is to use a different approach that scales better as your application grows. That's where Vuex comes in. Vuex is a state management library for Vue applications. It's heavily inspired by Flux, which is a library that's developed by Facebook and used within the React library. The concept of Vuex is to have a centralized store for an application state, which the various components of the application can then make use of. This involves reading the state or mutating it. An example could be our e-commerce application, where the cart object was stored centrally. Various components could then access the cart or add items to it. You might be thinking that the same thing could be accomplished with what we learned so far, and that's true, but you will see why Vuex is an improvement in the next lecture. We'll dive much deeper into which problems Vuex solves, but for this lecture, all I want you to know is that the core concept of Vuex is to store data in a centralized store, where components throughout an application can then read or modify this data. So by using Vuex in an application, you will have a single store containing the state of the application. We'll get back to something called modules later in this section, but for now you should think of the application as only having a single state.